At our tail of the tape for our opening matchup, Miguel, between John Riel Casimero and Duke Micah. What stands out to you?
Introducing to you first the challenger on my left. He is fighting out of the red corner, wearing brown trunks with gold trim and hailing from Accra, Ghana. He weighed in at a ready 117 1/4 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with a record of 24 wins, no losses, 19 big wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the hard-hitting, world-ranked, undefeated challenger known as the Babyface Terminator, introducing Duke Micah. And his opponent across the ring, the defending world champion, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with gold trim, hailing from Ormoc City, Leyte in the Philippines. His weight 117 3/4 pounds. His record 29 wins, 4 losses, 20 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, making the first defense of his current title, here is the 3-weight division world champion and the reigning WBO bantamweight champion of the world, introducing John Riel Casimero. World Championship boxing scheduled.
Okay, here we go. I want you to obey the commands, protect yourselves at all times. Right now, we're going to call under the letters here. We're going to call under the circle under here, all right? Tap gloves, let's go to work.
Referee in charge. On December 7th, we are underway of our opening matchup.
We know Manny Pacquiao's probably up.
Casimero. Nice left hook on the inside, but that missed by Casimero.
He's ever had in his career. Casimero's been in these types of fights, been in championship bouts. He kind of knows, you know, I can take my, because a guy like Casimero is such a seasoned veteran, a champion, like you said, in 3 divisions. We see Casimero.
Duke Micah. An overhand right by Micah, followed by a left hook that missed. There's a nice right to the body by punches. He's a world champion, 3 divisions, 108, 112, and 118. So in terms of his path and his trajectory, he continues to move upwards. Duke Micah, as we are approaching 70 seconds to go in our John Riel Casimero.
And if you're Casimero, you know, fighting a guy like Micah, who, yes, he's undefeated, but potentially getting your mindset, and he's even talked about how frustrating it's been because of COVID. He's had several fights fall through the cracks, a blockbuster fight, and then that falls through. And then you fight a guy like Micah, you got to be careful not to overlook a guy like Micah. You can't overlook him, as we see a great jab by Micah.
Well, he had a jab and he threw that right hand over it, but back comes Casimero. Big right hand by Duke Micah that snapped back the head of Casimero. Final moments.
That's what I'm saying, Ray. Micah's got a lot of power. You have to be careful with a guy like that.
Nice left hook to the body, backing up Casimero. That ends the first.
Step around, okay, good. Step around him, this is your time. That's your shooter, right? That's your opposite, okay? A little bit shorter with the punch. So cleaning things up. Let's go.
By TKO on November 30th of last year. He's been a professional for 13 years. And right now, coming forward is Duke Micah. Answering back, though, is Casimero.
Casimero was going to look to, he throws a lot of punches and bunches, high volume puncher around with that overhand right. He had the jab, set it up with the overhand right. That really knocked Casimero back a little bit. So if you're Micah, you have to like what you've seen going toe-to-toe so far with the champ and Casimero.
There's a nice chopping right hand by Micah. Casimero willing to fight on the inside. A jab followed by a right hand, but Casimero digging to the body. They both are picking up.
Look at that jab. That jab is just popping so beautifully from Micah. And it's really knocking Casimero back, and it's making him think twice when he's coming in.
Nice left hook followed by a winging shot. Down goes Duke Micah from... He's in deep trouble, Miguel.
I think that was a shot that I don't even think Micah saw coming.
And now Casimero looking for the finish. Can he get it here in the second round? Big shots, a heavy onslaught by Casimero. Casimero looking for his opening.
Micah's got to tie him up. He's got to tie up Casimero and just
Big
survive.
left hook, and now Casimero showboating a little bit. I don't think that'll serve him well, but he jumps in with the right uppercut, but back comes Micah. Micah's still hurt wobbly.
Yeah, Micah is on skates right now, and he needs to tie up Casimero and not try to go toe-to-toe with him right now.
Big left hook that buckled the knees of Micah. Back comes Casimero, but Micah literally on pure guts and determination trying to keep himself upright. He gets rocked again. I'm shocked that Micah hasn't tasted the canvas, and he does so, but no, it is a push.
And Micah's balance is just so off right now.
Willis gave a long look at the Ghanaian, a right to the body, and now Casimero picking up the pace again, teeing off on Duke Micah. This one may be close to being finished. Micah in deep trouble. Can he survive? A big right hand that connected by Micah. Can he head towards the third turn of events here in the second? Casimero pounding away on Micah. Micah sticks his tongue out, and that ends the second. Oh my goodness, what a start.
Your first title opportunity, you're going to have to go through some adversity. And this is Micah's adversity right now.
Get the knockdown, Miguel. Walk us through it.
Right here, you see, I don't even think Micah saw this knockdown. That little left hook stumbled him a bit, as you saw right there, and I think that's all it took. I thought it was a right hook that really put Micah down, but it was really just a short, quick left hook. And right there, it hit him on the side of the head, and right, we all know if you've watched combat.
Shot.
Exactly, when you watch combat sports, when you hit the side of the head, that messes with equilibrium right there. That's where your balance is, and as soon as you get hit there in the right, perfect spot, that's where Casimero hit him. Your balance is thrown off.
I think they should have done that in between rounds because that gives Micah an opportunity to recover.
And you can see Micah still off balance right now.
There's a winging shots. Micah trying to gain his legs underneath him. He's backing away his Micah. What it does is it short circuits you, so it takes a little bit of a reaction for you, for your legs to be ripped underneath you, and that's what happened with Duke Micah. But back comes Micah.
And we're seeing Casimero punches now.
Casimero with the right to the body. A jab by Micah, but Micah still, I don't think, has his legs totally underneath him. A left to the body, followed by a right. Steve Willis waves it off, and still champion John Riel Casimero doing one-arm push-ups. Wants to get more of a workout. Look at that finish. And John Riel Casimero, welcome to PBC, Casimero.
Did a poor job at not trying to tie up Casimero in the last two rounds. Once he went down,
percentage of 60%. Miguel, here's how the fight ended.
Yeah, he hit him with a huge uppercut that Steve Willis, he was going to stop it in the last round, but he saw Micah was fighting back a little bit, so he decided to give him the break to the round. But he knew, like you said, right, he was on a short leash, and I think one or two big punches, and Willis was going to end it right there.
Left uppercut, followed by a right, and Steve Willis wisely jumps in the way and survives and takes care of Duke Micah.
That left hook, and he just loaded up. He saw the opening right there, and just right on the chin, man. It just, and then he barely missed that second uppercut, but fortunately for him, Steve Willis was able to step in, and he saw what enough. You know, as a fighter, especially when your balance is thrown off, you have to give your mind time to just get back, get your legs under you, even if you're going to sacrifice rounds.
Knockout percentage of 60%. Miguel, here's how the fight ended.
Yeah, he hit him with a huge uppercut that Steve Willis, he was going to stop it in the last round, but he saw Micah was fighting back a little bit, so he decided to give him the break to the round. But he knew, like you said, right, he was on a short leash, and I think
ladies and
all the
gentlemen,
credit
we have the
in the world.
time of 54 seconds of round number 3. Our referee in charge, Steve Willis, he stops the contest, and the winner by way of technical knockout, and still the WBO bantamweight champion of the world, John Riel Casimero.
Well, you look at that record, 30 wins now for John Riel Casimero. Sean Gibbons from Manny Pacquiao Promotions, very happy with what he just saw. out of the Filipino and John Riel Casimero. Miguel, that was an impressive performance. And what, as let's take a look at the recap of the fight, Miguel, and what a performance from John Riel Casimero.
Like I said, Micah had a really nice first round, but then that left hook that really ended things. It was only a matter of time after that short left hook that he had, and then here's the finish right here as Casimero, popped him flush on the chin, and Steve Willis saw all he needed to see.
Duke Micah was unable to recover Casimero because when you're away from your family, he's been here in the United States for, we see that Casimero now under the PBC banner, and I'm excited to see more.